Good morning, everyone. I wanted to send a video based on your questions about assignment 3, and I think it can help you in understanding how to approach almost any kind of assignment. How I think you should think about them is as specifications. So imagine you've been given a design project. You're an engineer, you've been given a design project, and you were asked to design a system that can do one, two, three. It can do three things. You're asked to design that system. The specifications are it must be able to perform one, perform two, and perform three. How do you know when you're done with your design? Well, you're done with your design when you've met those three specifications. Can you say, hey, I did two and three, but I decided not to do one because I don't think that's necessary? Well, no, you didn't fulfill the terms. You didn't fulfill the specifications. You didn't do what the client asked. So you have to do those specifications. Now, could you design a system that is red? That a box that performs one, two, and three, but that it's red in color. Could you do that? Yes. It's not prohibited. Does it have to be red? No, it doesn't say it has to be red. Could it be blue? Okay. Could it be black? Okay. Could it be any color? Yes. Could it perform the specifications 1, 2, and 3 in 5 steps? Okay. Could it perform it in 10 steps? Okay. As long as it performs those specifications. But could you create a whole Rube Goldberg device to catch a mouse that is not just a mousetrap, right? It's 10 different steps with 20 different parts and all the whole shebang. Could you do that? As long as it performs 1, 2, or 3, it's not necessarily prohibited. But you wouldn't want to do that because there's such a thing as efficiency, or economy is another way to think about it. And it can be economy or efficiency of not only money, but resources, time, space, whatever it is. You want to go for efficiency. Okay, so you know you must do 1, 2, and 3, but how you do it is up to you. And it's up to you as the engineer, as the thinker, to be able to know what the best way to do 1, 2, and 3 is. It's not just that it does it the simplest way. It could be that it does it the cheapest way, but still effective. So you have to think about how to not only match those three things, but to do what's not prohibited, because if it's not prohibited, it's possible. So it may not be prohibited, but there are things you may want to do to make it perform better or more efficiently. Okay, let's look at your assignments. So first, we're going to go to the policy statement. And page 9 of the policy statement has the explanation of assignments. And there it says written assignments must be submitted to Blackboard. Well, we're not using Blackboard. Sorry, it should say Canvas. Must use a standard 12 or 11 point font. So you should be using a standard 11 or 12 point font. Could you use Times New Roman? Yes. Could you use Calibri? Yes. Could you use some other standard font? Yes. Could you use Comic Sans? That's not a standard font. Okay, that's actually prohibited. So are there some choices to be made within standard 11 or 12 point font? Yes. Those things are not prohibited. It's everything outside of the standard that is. Have standard margins, 1 or 1.5, doesn't really matter, just keep the default. Can you go 4-inch margins? Well, no, and why would you? Because you're not being efficient at that point. Must have numbered pages, if appropriate. You wouldn't number pages on a letter, but maybe on all the other assignments you would. Must include appropriate headings, appropriate, if necessary. Must include an appropriate title. Now there I think you should have a title. Every assignment should have an appropriate title. And you're going to learn about how titles are written. They're often very long. And must acknowledge aid from people other than you. So, is there room for choices? Yes. Does it say you must have a header and footer? No, it doesn't say anything about that. Does it say you must use APA format for formatting your header and footer? No, it doesn't. But can you? Yes. If it's not precluded, if it's not prohibited, then you have to make a choice about whether you should do something in order to communicate better, to communicate the ideas better. So that's the general written assignment. Now let's go to the conventions assignment, and let's look at assignment 3. And let's go through. For this assignment, you must submit a Word document containing the following. First bullet, a list of each heading for each article. First, write down each correct citation you used for assignment 2. So, can you not include the citation? No, it says you must include the citation for each article. You have 3 articles. There should be 3 citations. Then, write each heading in an outline format showing which headings are heading 1 and which are headings 2, and so on. For example, you would say abstract, introduction, purpose, problem, scope, methodology, experimental setup, literature review, and so on. Here, I've listed it in outline form like A, B, and then lowercase Roman numerals, back to C, lowercase Roman numerals, etc. Could you use 1, 1.2, 1.3, 2, 2.1, 2.3, 2.4? It doesn't say you can't. Why not? If you choose that format, you're still showing the heading levels? Fine, it's not prohibited. And you've made a choice about how to communicate, and maybe that's better. Now, does it say you must format it using Microsoft Word's automatic headings or styles? No, it doesn't. But could you? Yes. It's not prohibited, and so that's a choice you can make. Does it say anything about double spacing or single spacing? No, it doesn't. Can you do either? Yes. Make a choice. Choose what is going to communicate more effectively, what's going to look better. It's your choice. So you complete that for each article. Now notice it doesn't say whether you have the 3 citations at the very top and then all of the articles, possessive articles, headings. It doesn't say that. And would that be the best way to communicate? Because then you wouldn't know which headings went with which of the citations. So maybe you have the citation for one article with its headings, citation for the next article with its headings, and the citation for the next article with its headings. So that's a choice you can make, and that might communicate better. So you do that for each article. And then it says write a paragraph at the end of that explaining the similarities you see in the document. So this is a paragraph comparing all of the headings between each article. And then it says to look through the headings for your recommendation report and write out each heading using the automatic headings or styles from using it built into Microsoft Word. And then submit your document. So, is there some room for choices here? Yes. Like, for instance, it doesn't say to put your name at the top. It doesn't say that. Should you? Yeah, you should. It doesn't say to put page numbers. Should you? Yeah. It doesn't say to have your name, like MLA format, Wilson, page 2. It doesn't say that. Could you? You could. It's not prohibited, therefore it's a choice you can make. And you need to think about what is going to communicate the best. Now, we talked about efficiency in the design project and how the Rube Goldberg many-step process, tons of room and tons of materials may not be the most efficient. In prose, in writing, we talk about precision and concision. So efficiency here is about economy of prose. So you're going to watch videos later on that are about precision and concision and how technical writing is the tension between those two things. They're butting heads. That the goal is to always be precise. Precise meaning that the wording you say, it only has one meaning. And that one meaning is transferred from your head through the writing to the reader's head. One interpretation. It's precise. And however many words it takes to do that, that's what it takes. But don't go above that. You don't have 10 steps that are not necessary in your design. Just like you don't have 10 words that are not necessary in your writing. So you're precise, you fulfill the specifications. You fulfill everything it says. And then you do it in as few words as possible. So for assignment 4, you're going to answer those questions about each article. Could you do it one article, answer the questions, next article, answer the questions, next article, answer the questions, and then your analysis of all of it? Yes. Or could you put all 3 citations and then say, what is the title of each article? Write out all 3 titles. How specific is each title? Explain how specific each one is right there. You could do that, meaning you're not doing one after the other, you're doing each question for all 3 articles at once. That's a choice you can make. It doesn't say how you should do it. The same thing for assignment 5, 6, etc. So, does it say you have to include a title? No, but the general guidelines did. Does it say you have to put your name? No, but isn't it a good idea to do it? Does it say what font to use? No, but a standard 12 or 11 point font would be good. And then how long is it going to take you to explain the similarities and differences? It might take you a page. It might take half a page. However long it takes, that's how long it takes. So that's how I want you to approach these assignments, is as specifications. And if it's not specified, then it's a choice you can make around the specifications, all the things that are not within the specifications. Then it becomes a choice you can make about what is going to communicate precisely as well as in as few words as possible. I hope this helps.